Imagine that you woke up into your life right now, and your only job was to make the most of that life. You, this brand new soul, is waking up this morning into Stephen's body at 29 with whatever his opportunities are and whatever his problems are. It would be awesome. You'd be so happy for the opportunity.
I'd honestly terrified.
Imagine life isn't about ingredients, it's about chefs. Don't aspire to have the best ingredients. Aspire to be the best chef. And the best chef is going to be the one who can be the most creative with the ingredients that they have. I'm fascinated by that, because if I apply that to my own life, I just go, whatever thing that just happened, I wish didn't happen. Whatever thing that's happened to me this year that is so painful, so devastating, so whatever that thing is, it just became a new ingredient in my life. I can either judge myself on my ingredients, which if I do that, I'm always at the mercy of the next thing that happens in my life. Something cataclysmic could happen in my life, and I lose everything. And then what? I'm going to judge myself and my life on my ingredients. To me, it's always, how great of a chef are you? Ingredients are luck of the draw. Being a chef is something we can continue to get better at our entire lives. And it's actually the antidote to whatever happens. If you're a great chef, you can cook something out of whatever you have.
It's such a powerful analogy, and it really did, like, I sort of do what you probably do when you hear an analogy. You kind of test it from multiple scenarios, and it really stands up. And I was thinking then again about when we look into that basket of the ingredients we're handed, if we believe that the ingredients we were handed are inadequate or inferior to the chef stood next to us, we're probably also going to prepare the meal with a certain level of pessimism that's going to result in a worse dish anyway. And the agony also of looking over at someone else's basket of ingredients and going, fucking hell, they got the ribeye and look at me. And that, because we both know the negative power of comparison and how it can drive down performance, belief, confidence, and all those things. But it's a beautiful, beautiful analogy.
And sometimes imagine if you took pride in being able to still make, even if you knew, like, this one sucks. Like, there's no getting around it. These ingredients I have right now suck. But you took pride in, look what I can make out of this. Yeah. I get you made something amazing with your truffle salt and your caviar and your uni. Like, I get you did something amazing with that. No shit.
Yeah.
Look what I just did with kelp jerky.
Yeah, it's a real powerful analogy for privilege as well, isn't it?
100%, because then you realize I'm in a different game altogether. This is why comparison is so insidious. Because what am I going to do? Compare myself to someone who got a completely different basket of ingredients and say, and by the way, the basket of ingredients isn't just what you got in life in terms of circumstances or parents or whatever, education. Your basket of ingredients is also what you got here. You have a sharp mind.
Thank you.
Now, you've no doubt honed that mind. You've respected it. You've honored it by reading and by educating yourself and do all of these things. But you also started with a sharp mind.
Yeah, probably. It's funny because I'm really bad at maths, English, and everything. I'm good at the thing I honed, but you're right. I definitely had a predisposition for.
But your speed of, like, you hear something and I've watched you in interviews, and when you talk, your speed of how you assimilate information and draw patterns. You're good at pattern recognition, which is why, from a philosophical standpoint, there's a strength there, right? Because you're good at pattern recognition. These things, you just won the lottery on that one. Like, with your brain, you just happened to win the lottery on that one, right?
This is going to be my confidence button. I'm going to get this clip. You won the lottery.
That's right. It's a 60-second emotional button. Yeah. Those ingredients extend to everything. They extend to everything. You can have grown up in the most dire circumstances, but have a sharpness of mind that other people can't even relate to. And for that reason, if you know how to double down on that thing, anything can happen. I love the idea, and I think that everyone could benefit from a kind of acceptance of just, I'm starting from where I am. Forget starting from when you were a baby and you know all of the circumstances you were born into and so on. I'm talking now. Forget what's happened. Forget everything you've done. Oh, I had a great brain, but then for 10 years I did a bunch of drugs and then I hurt myself and then blah, 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 whatever. Doesn't matter. I think about it like this. Imagine that you woke up into your life right now and your only job was to make the most of that life. So forget the years that Stephen has already had. You're 29 right now. So forget the 29 years that have already happened. You, this brand new soul, is waking up this morning into Stephen's body at 29 with whatever his opportunities are and whatever his problems are. It would be awesome. You'd be so happy for the opportunity.
I'd honestly terrified. Do you know why? Because I'd lose the lessons as well. And then I literally was thinking of this soul coming down, getting my credit card and going and buying a Lamborghini. I literally was like, he will go back to the club. He'll buy five cars.
You start with a 60-year-old's level of wisdom.
Okay,
Let's say
so
that.
I keep the wisdom, but I get
You keep the wisdom.
Fantastic.
It's so funny. I was having this conversation with my fiance the other day, and we were like, we would not go back to our 20s for any amount of money in the world. There is nothing, I would not want those extra years back if it meant that I didn't have the lessons that I have today that have brought me more peace than I had then.
Mo Gaudat sat here and he said, when he was the head of Google X, he said that when they did the eraser test, which was asking people if you could erase the most traumatic experience of your life, these are really horrific things. But in erasing it, you'd erase the lessons that came with it. 99% of people said no. And it's the same thing. It's like, I wouldn't even go back to being younger if it meant that I'd lose the last 10 years of lessons, as you said.
Yeah, because you erase that trauma and you want to, because my God, who would want to go through that? But you're playing roulette with your wisdom.
Yeah.
Who wants to take that gamble?
And some trauma, not all of it, got to be clear there, some trauma is a consequence of a lesson we had to learn. And so life will probably have to teach you that lesson again. In my case, whether it's heartbreak or whatever it is, or failure, there was a lesson I had to learn about the nature of the world and people. And if you remove it, then I'm going to have to learn it again. That means more pain. So,
and that trauma that you went through, even if it wasn't a result of something that you needed to learn, may have been the catalyst for you to learn something that is going to prove essential for something you've yet to experience.
Amen.